Well, we saw something today I don't know that we thought we'd see. The Shockers lose here at Koch Arena to Northern Iowa 53-50, and did not shoot the basketball well, did not play well, defended well in the second half. You got to give them that, but it was a pretty bad performance by the Shockers.
Yeah,
and a good one by Northern Iowa.
Yeah, you got to give Northern Iowa credit, and I think when you hold a team to 53 points at home, you generally ought to win. 7-31 certainly isn't characteristic of Wichita State shooting, and so yeah, they've got to figure out. Teams are going to keep throwing the zone at them until they can really shoot them out. They did that a little bit in the second half, but the offense, I feel, just kind of went stagnant. And it's kind of like in baseball, you don't look very energetic when you're not hitting. In basketball, you don't look very energetic when you're not making shots, and that was kind of what happened to them.
The energy was not here today for Wichita State, especially during the first half. Now, they got some of it back in the second half, but you look at this box score and you can't even figure it out. 66 shots for the Shockers to 48 for Northern Iowa. Out-rebounded Northern Iowa by 21, got 20 offensive rebounds to 1 for the Panthers, yet can't figure out a way to win it because they shot 30%.
Yeah, and it wasn't like Northern Iowa was crazy hot or anything. They were 5 of 17. I think that's, Northern Iowa, this is exactly the kind of game they wanted. They're going to make you, kind of make guarded shots. They're not going to turn the ball over. It's going to be a kind of a patient, grinding game, and they were better at that today.
Ron Baker, Fred VanVleet, Connor Frankamp, easily the 3 best shooters on this basketball team, have combined 8 for 36. And really, it's been a little while since we've seen good shooting out of these guys. So how big of a long-term concern is that?
Well, over their career, they're all good shooters. Fred this season is over 40% from threes, so I would not think that's a long-term thing. Ron Baker is kind of right where he's always been, about 37% from three. We haven't seen Connor Frankamp for very long, but his reputation is of a good shooter. I wouldn't think this is a long-term thing, but certainly it's hurt him the last week now.
Yeah, and I guess it's not just the three-pointers. Their ability to make two-point shots has suffered some as well, just not making baskets right now. And it's strange to watch Wichita State do this. Where does this leave the Shockers? They still have a comfortable lead in the Missouri Valley Conference, still going to win this conference. What does this do potentially to their NCAA tournament seeding? Those kinds of things.
Yeah, I think that's the big question. My magic number, even going back to November, I think we were talking about this. I always thought if they kept it to 8 losses or under that, I thought they'd be okay. Now they're here at 7, so you're getting into some concern. I think. I think that the field, the nation seems to be very unpredictable. I think they will still be in pretty good shape, but boy, they've really cut down their margin of error again.
It makes St. Louis interesting, to say the least, with Illinois State playing as well as it is. Northern Iowa's playing at a pretty high level right now. So the thought that you're just going to go over to St. Louis, not that Wichita State should ever have that thought, but
right.
It certainly makes that tournament feel a lot more important.
Yeah. Both those teams went through some struggles that eliminated any chances they had of at-large bids. But boy, they're playing well now. And you're exactly right. At this point, we're 2 weeks from St. Louis, 2.5. Both those teams look like they could really do some damage over there.
Shockers' 43-game home court winning streak, longest in the country, comes to an end today here at Koch Arena. They fall 53-50 to Northern Iowa. We're back here Monday night for a non-conference game. That feels strange.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Can't stand it.
Yeah.
From my personal level, it just has no importance. The Shockers are going to probably win that game, and it won't do anything for them or against them.
Right. Yeah. You couldn't tell how enthusiastic they were to play that. I guess there's something to be said for getting right back on and winning a game, but I think some rest would also be attractive for those guys at this point too.
And when you mention rest, this looks a little bit like a tired team in some ways, and I think that shows in shooting at times. Ron Baker played all summer, and it's just these guys have played so many games the past few years, and you may not agree with that, but I think their legs are a little weary.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what they have to say about that. Because certainly people bring that up. I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask them. It seems like they both play very hard. You don't see it. Certainly, you don't see it on the defensive end, but maybe you do in their shots.
All right, we will see you here Monday night. Thanks for being with us.